So checking out Solana now, I really do think that we have bottomed around this region of this 618 slash psychological level where the $100 is. Now, in my past couple of videos, I told you I was looking to dollar cost average in at 112, 107 and the psychological level of 100. This is really an update to let you know that I have basically just bought $100. We came down to this just before I started making this video, and once again I really do think Solana has bottomed around the $100 region. Mainly there's a few different reasons why. I've been calling for Bitcoin to move down to 40,000. If you've been watching me for the past week or so, you know that I've been talking about this move down to, you know, approximately 39.5, but I just call it 40,000. We've pretty much come all the way down. You know, we were saying that this would be a 7.5% drop. We've only really got another 2.5% to go, so we're not too far away. So my gut feeling is still that Bitcoin's going to move down to 40,000. It's going to have a strong bounce by tomorrow, and then a big impulse before we do reverse to the upside for the market. Now, I do think that's going to correlate to Solana either bottoming at $100, or whether it means we have to come down to the 786 for a quick fake out to $91 and then have a big impulse. You know, that would be like a so be it scenario. But nonetheless, I do have to report on bearish technicals when I do see them. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, you haven't watched me before, I am a big Solana bull. I hold 33% of my crypto holdings in Solana. I hold Solana NFTs. I stake Solana, so I'm really not trying to be bearish here. Like I said, my gut feeling is Solana's very strong and we've bottomed at $100. But I wouldn't be doing my followers I wouldn't be doing my followers any good if I didn't talk about these bearish signals when I do see them. So I have to talk about it. It's not something I can sugarcoat over. I do try and be as unbiased as I can. So even though I'm a big Solana bull, even though the bags that I've bought are long-term trades that I plan on slapping in a wallet to stake for over a year, I really have to tell you, you know, when I see these bearish signals, you know, I've got to be honest, because, you know, otherwise, you know, I'd just be a shitty YouTuber, really. But nonetheless, daily bullish momentum has basically been reset. We really need to see a reversal ASAP within the next day or so. I'll give you an update in the next day or so, but I'm really not going to get bearish at all on Solana. I'm just giving you this as a possible scenario. Until, you know, Bitcoin proves to me that we're breaking bearish. And like I've been saying, I think Bitcoin's coming down a little bit further, 39.5, having a strong impulse. I think that will be the correction done. Nonetheless, bearish momentum is really starting to pick up on Bitcoin. So the momentum indicators are telling me that Bitcoin's going to move lower than 39.5. My gut feeling is that it's only going to come down to 40 and have a bounce. And that's my gut feeling for Solana. I think we're coming down to 100. We already have, and having a strong bounce. Worst case scenario, quick fake out of the 786 before a reversal. But like I said, daily momentum on Solana is about to head to the downside. We really need to start reversing soon. We're seeing an increase in selling volume, and also on the 4-hourly, the squeeze momentum indicator is starting to head to the downside. So like I said, my gut feeling is Solana's already bottomed. This looks like an incredibly bullish market structure to me, especially on the daily. You know, we've been calling this reversal since $77. I was calling this triple bottom structure and a massive rally. And, you know, we got this because basically previously Solana put in an all-time high, had a massive correction, triple bottom, explosion. We had a 5-day correction and continued with the rally. And that's why I think, you know, this triple bottom, explosion, correction, and then rally is still very much on the table. Like, just so we're clear, I'm not a Solana bear. I do just have to be honest with you and tell you the technicals are not looking good. I am of the opinion that by the end of the year, Solana will be taking out the all-time highs at $260. I'm predicting more than a 2.5x for Solana. And once again, I will be, you know, obviously I'll admit if I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be wrong. I think Solana is in a very healthy downtrend right now, a very slight correction, but I'm not liking too much what I'm seeing on these momentum indicators. The daily is telling me we could be having a quick switch to the downside, and then, you know, that would be calling for much lower price targets. On the 4-hour, we've reset the bearish momentum when we really needed to start heading to the upside, and, you know, like I said, we're picking up that momentum. Bearish momentum on the 4-hourly squeeze mom is starting to roll to the downside. So the technicals are pointing out we could be having a flush out to $80. That's what the technicals are saying. That is not what I'm saying. This is not my gut feeling. My gut feeling is if we haven't already bottomed, we're coming down to $91 before a strong reversal. I'm still of the opinion Bitcoin is coming down to 39.5 and having a strong reversal, but we do need to be cautious, because if Bitcoin loses this, like if this, once again, this is not my most likely scenario, but if Bitcoin flips 39.5 and starts to have a breakdown, we would have invalidated this entire trend, and then I would have to start talking about lower price levels for Solana. So once again, I really am a big long-term Solana bull. Even if we do enter this flush out, I am still very, very macro bullish on Solana. I love the Sol BTC pair. I think Solana against Bitcoin looks very, very nice right now. I mean, even though we've rejected off this 200-day, just like the USD pair has, I still think Solana's very, very nice, you know, charting this against Bitcoin. So Solana against Bitcoin, I believe, is undoubtedly bullish. Solana against the USD, I mean, that's a slightly different story. It is starting to look a little bit shaky right now. I really do want to see a strong push up of this $100. I do want to see a push up, because this will mean that the bearish momentum won't get reset, and then we could potentially see a flip of the squeeze mom indicator. But yeah, do just be slightly cautious right now. We are picking up bearish momentum to the downside on the 4 hour. This is really where we needed to see a reversal. So I've got my eyes on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin doesn't bottom at 39.5, it could get very, very shaky for a lot of altcoins in the short term. But once again, my gut feeling, I think we've already bottomed for Solana. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm going against the technicals with my gut feeling. I'm saying I think Solana's bullish. The technicals are telling me momentum's picking up to the downside, and we're not starting to look so nice. So that is really all I see for Solana. Keep an eye on these levels that I said. I mean, if we have a daily close below 100, we've got to assume that $91 is going to get taken out. And, you know, at that point, we really need to hold $91, because after this triple bottom, I do not want to come anywhere near this triple bottom ever again. If we come back to this triple bottom structure, in my opinion, that could have absolutely dire consequences for the Solana market. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really do think $91 is going to be your worst case scenario. Nonetheless, I am being slightly cautious right now. I'm not leverage trading this until we do have a, you know, very well perceived bottom. But right now, I'm not liking too much with what I'm seeing on the momentum indicator. So I'll give you an update. Either way, whatever we do, I will give you an update. But yeah, my gut is telling me with bottom. So I've got to go with my gut on this one. I could be wrong. Once again, none of this is financial advice. This is really just everything that I see on the Solana and Bitcoin pair right now. So keep that in mind. Keep that with a grain of salt. Bear in mind that I am predicting this is the bottom, but the charts are saying that we need to have another flush out. So that's really all I see. Don't like making these bearish updates, especially for Solana, which I am a massive fan of. But like I said, I would be doing my followers a disservice if I didn't talk about these bearish signals when I do see them. So be cautious. None of this is financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.